Don't wait till the night before Christmas to be good.
And in 3, 2, 1, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 96 of the Prehistoric podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Francois Nation.
What part is it in our Christmas series, Fran?
All right, it's part 8? Part 8 in our much lauded 12 podcasts of Christmas. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Francois Nation.
I'm Andrew Sorsclaws.
I'm one of the members of the family that will be the happiest fucking family since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny fucking K.
The Griswolds.
What are they?
What is the Griswolds?
It's Sammy K and...
I just said.
Well,
Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny fucking K.
No, you said Danny K. The
Bing...
singer of our theme song is Sammy K.
Oh, no, but it's a line from...
I'm Sean Diddy Combs, by the way.
This is our friend, you'll remember him last year. He's not doing Diddy anymore.
I know, it's, shit.
Love.
Thanks, Rob. It's our producer, Rob.
That's producer Rob.
Our producers, Rob and Rob Offset.
Sean Kingston's one of the producers today. So,
Fire burning.
Anyway,
excuse me. Yeah.
not to date this episode, but Sean Kingston's playing tonight in Saskatoon. Of course, we're not having a connection there. We're out of our studio in Toronto, Ontario. P.O. Box N10KOX. You can mail us in anytime. Or go to us at cbc.ca/Prehistoric Productions.
If you want to see less of Fran, don't forget to email sansfrans@gmail.com.
Right, sansfrans.
The mailbox has been filling up, so we might need a day or two to just
sift through everything. But
so maybe wait a day or two. But once we get that, I mean, we'll never be able to read it all. But
I prayed to my personal deity, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, for that ability that they have in that he gets in Bruce Almighty, where he answers the emails really quickly. I still couldn't compete with the droves.
You could answer 76,000 emails a second.
You'd never keep up.
You'd be close. At that point.
Anyway, so today we're going to talk to you about my personal Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
You know what?
Is that of the Church of the Latter-day Saints?
No. This is of Nazareth. Oh, no, we forgot to do our thing. On the
8th podcast of Christmas, Prehistoric Productions, drank for me 8 paralyzers.
Cheers. You might remember Kelby from last year's 12th episode of the 12 podcasts of Christmas.
He agreed to...
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But you literally just poured it on me. There was no... You didn't drop your glass or anything. You just turned the glass and poured it into my lap.
It's like your brain just shut off for a second.
You just got a piss slap full of paralyzer.
It just caught my knee. I went to
Caught
cheers,
your
Kelby,
knee.
and then just...
Like, from my perspective, your hand was here and you just, like, tilted the glass. I never saw you hit the knee. By the time I looked up... Great.
Whoa!
We gave you a towel?
No. So, as many of you know, dairy byproducts do they rot. So we're
And they have a very
quite
distinct
smell.
smell.
Yeah, we're gonna have a smell. Anyway, so we had Kelby on last year on episode 12.
Why don't you tell us a little bit, Kelby, what the experience was like trying to...
Posthumously, how do you feel about it?
Terrible. It was the worst thing ever.
During was
actually,
fun.
how did you feel?
Sick.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good. It was okay.
We all puked quite a bit.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
He didn't.
We were also very intoxicated.
You
and
also
the
had
puking kind of helped.
The next day I didn't feel as bad.
No.
Well, I didn't puke.
We were the puke boys.
Things
you remember
got
that?
pretty
We kept chatting.
sloppy, and we were crawling over one another. And...
Brad challenged Conor McGregor to a drinking competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think I could win. You pussy.
I would love to see it. If Conor McGregor ever responded to that.
He drinks his my own piss.
He's fucking
When
Irish.
he's begging.
No,
for
but
me
he's
to
also a
stop
professional
drinking
athlete.
it.
Like, I don't know if that's like really in his fucking
Yeah, but
diet routine.
he's an Irish professional athlete.
I'm sure it's maybe not.
Brad is a professional athlete, and he drinks.
Fair.
I'm sure it's probably maybe not his wheelhouse of things that he does.
No, honestly, I would be curious to see like if he is a big drinker.
I'm sure he
Not
has
when
a
he's- not
fucking
when-
pints with the boys, eh?
Not when he... That was...
All right.
few focal points with the voice.
Yeah, fuck him.
That's more Australia.
Up at the morning, yeah, there, now I'm doing it.
Hey,
They're off to me Lucky Charms.
Leprechauns.
You know the little leprechaun. They're always after his Lucky Charms.
Orange and green.
Orange and green.
Something like that. Is that cool?
You know, we're doing Austin Powers.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so Kelby's a big mustache guy. I don't know if you
As
do that.
a mustache aficionado, Kelb, what tips and tricks do you have for our listeners who might be thinking about growing a mustache?
If you're looking at growing a mustache,
All the boys and girls out there want to know.
I think the thing that you need to worry about the most is just time.
Right.
Just let it happen.
Don't try to force it. Is what
No,
you're
if
saying.
you force it, it's not gonna work out. It's actually not gonna happen if you force it.
What
need time.
What kind of diet were you eating to grow such a beautiful mustache? Were you
Kale.
Were you taking vitamins?
A lot of kale, yeah.
Or just a multivitamin, or is there a specific
Multivitamin.
hair and nail vitamin you might have been taking?
Vitamin B, vitamin C,
Biotin.
yeah.
Vitamin D.
Have you ever heard of BCAAs? It's like take
Branched
a
chain,
lot of those.
branched chain amino acids.
Yeah,
They're like a laxative for your mustache.
yeah.
To kind of shit it out.
Shit the shitty hair out.
Yeah.
Then
And bring in the good hair in. Yeah.
It's kind of like baby teeth. You got to get that yucky stuff off, and then good
Babies
stuff.
do have bad teeth. And from what we thought, erections. Babies get erections. I don't know if a lot of people knew that.
We haven't talked about infantile erections, I think, in the podcast.
No,
ever.
so usually we've covered.
But
just-
this will be, if we're going to continue doing this will be the second time we've talked about baby boners today.
Today, yeah.
Uh,
In the
so-
last 2
so,
hours, honestly.
And don't get us wrong, audience. As you know, those of you who stayed through from the beginning, we have talked about just a myriad just a plethora of morose topics on this program.
Baby boners are morose.
But I think this one, it's not that it's maybe just a little taboo. To be
I think
talking
it's
about
fucking fat. It's
infantile
interesting.
erections. So
Like, this is
let's
like-
get into it.
It's like some of those animal facts you hear. Like, some friends of mine used to do the
Stuff with
in high school they used to do the morning announcements. And they used to be like, oh, and your fun fact for the day, but they only had one fun fact they ever said. And it was butterflies taste with their feet, which I guess is a thing. But that's the equivalency for me is like with this thing. It's like that's fascinating to me.
So
It's something I never knew.
So
never even thought
really,
about.
you know,
So you're
gin is
talking
to
about-
tonic as butterflies tasting with their feet are to baby
Baby
boners.
boners, yeah.
Right, I get that, and I can see the parallels there. Really,
Yeah, not me.
they're clear. And they are clear. I think that's the most important thing to know.
Baby boners?
Also,
What about baby boners are we wanting to talk about?
I think they just wanted to say baby boner, and then now we're over it, so,
So
we can move forward.
why don't we talk a little bit? We have a resident expert.
That's such a fuck thing for you to even say.
All right.
I can
Just
Google
not
here.
specifically. I'm just saying, as a general theme.
If somebody had to be an expert,
In this room.
Here we go.
somebody hangs out with babies more than the rest of us.
Are you pulling up a picture of a baby boner? Or?
No, I'm gonna look up the actual like scientific thing about it, so that we can be done with it.
So we mixed a few more than 8 paralyzers. There's like nearly 100 ounces of alcohol. And I think the important thing to remember is
We're trained professionals, and maybe this isn't real. Who knows? This is the magic of filmmaking. So fuck you.
no, we're fucking drinking. Don't even joke. We are drinking. Okay?
Kelby, you know how we like would you rather's on this podcast.
Oh no, yeah.
Nothing with baby boners I don't think we've done so far.
No,
could.
I think we're gonna skip right over that one just because it's like
Tell
Have
us a little
you
bit about
ever seen a baby boner?
I haven't.
You got to drink if you have.
I have a son, so I've changed his diapers. So yes, I have.
You didn't drink.
Okay.
Now, one of our
you
friends
laugh.
that we were with earlier in the evening posed a question, Andrew, that I thought was interesting.
Producer Rob.
Producer Rob, we were out for company dinner, just kind of for Christmas, and producer Rob had mentioned, queried Andrew really, as to whether or not there was a sense of pride from seeing his son's erection. So, I don't know, my dad, he'll come in, early in the morning if I maybe pleasing myself, he'll come in and just grab onto the shaft, and let
Your
me
dad
know.
will?
You got this, bud. That's not bad.
I think that's a thing,
Yeah.
right?
I think maybe you should call child helpline.
So was that like a pride? Like he was proud? Like
It's like
attaboy!
It's like a handshake. And I'll do to you someday.
Hell of a cock on you.
Someday.
Grab,
When I start having erections.
when you're done, it's a sense of security when your father has all 4 of his fingers in his thumb.
I
Certainly
Jesus
grasps
Christ.
around the shaft of your penis.
You'd have to kind of go more for one of these with me.
I'm
like
gonna
a-
head out, and when we're done this segment, you let me know.
It's kind of like a
'Cause
pincer
this is
motion,
fun.
like the claw game. Yeah.
Like I've said some big words on this podcast, and that's way less fucked up than what you're currently talking about.
Baby boners?
I'm not having sex with my dad. He's grabbing my joint. Like, why are you so worried?
I'm not
Jesus
worried.
Christ.
It's just a casual.
It's a little distressing.
Father-son
Joint
bonding,
Dicks,
dick grabbing.
Yeah.
It's not a big thing. It's a big.
So, Andrew, you had a would you rather.
Yes, a new one I picked up from another podcast. So, Kelby, would you rather get jerked off by your grandfather on a Ferris wheel, but afterwards you get funnel cake, or be retarded?
I love my grandpa. I'd love to get jerked off from him.
But you have to finish.
It's like, fuck the funnel cake. Wherever, whenever.
Where am I finishing?
I would say
Just in your lap. I don't know.
yeah, like your dick's not out. He's like reaching in your pants and going at it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of commitment on his
I'll
part,
still
and we're not gonna glaze over
I'll
that.
still go with that.
Like that's fair. I would probably also choose that just because I wouldn't want to be retarded. But
Well, yeah.
which begs the question: Do
And
maybe,
maybe,
retarded people know
Like
that
I've
they're
had
retarded?
a couple hand jobs in my life, but I've never had a wrinkly hand job, and you never
That's-
know. Could be
let
something.
alone
I don't think, now that I look back,
yeah.
I don't think any of my paternal grandparents have ever manually stimulated me. Now if I look back,
Now
and
that
I
you
try-
think about it, yeah.
I don't think I've ever been manually stimulated by any of my paternal grandparents.
Did you know that if you do this, it like aerates the milk and makes it taste a lot better, like wine?
Right, it's a wine aerator. except
Today
for
I
milk.
learned.
You're welcome.
So, Andrew, I guess you posed the question to me then. How
Yeah.
often? I guess 2-3 times a week, depending if I'm home or not. That's what we're asking.
Look at
The rest.
baby boners, or what subject are we back on to?
Anyway,
Being
so
manually stimulated by a parental figure.
Oh yeah.
So getting back into the socioeconomic and geopolitical issues happening in northern Kazakhstan right now, I think that it's important for regional governments to stabilize, police forces and fire, emergency services, and the financial sector in order to try and bring some sort of stability to the commodity market. Because they're
Kazakhstan?
in northern
You're worried
Kazakhstan.
about this in Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, the northern markets are very, very tied to commodity prices,
I don't even know what you're looking at.
and they
now.
don't. If they don't
Because
stabilize,
mining,
Seem
right?
incredibly
right?
they're
Yeah,
large
if they
mining.
don't, they're not.
economy.
That's the thing. That's where you would be confused. They're not. It's the stability's not there. And I know we were talking about it a little bit earlier, and you had mentioned, Kelby, about stone pricing, right? Granite and whatnot.
I think Kelby said something along the lines of. I can't even say it.
What?
Yeah.
I've been waiting.
I have never drawn such laughter when referring to commodity prices, but that's amazing. I think we need more people like you, working in the marketplace.
I've been waiting for the perfect time to bring that out, just like randomly, and I totally blew it because Kelby knew what I was about to say before I even fucking said it. I can't. After that last version upstairs with the fucking weird voice, it brings me to tears every time. Oh my god.
And it brings me to tears to think about all those people in that industry. And what effect is it having on the ground? It's all about sure investors and their portfollios, but what about the people with
what are
the
the peop-
pickaxes
yeah.
in the fucking mines? And that's why I'd like you to check out
They're still mining with
KazakResources.org. Yes. See, that's where you thought we were industrialized, heavy machines. No. These are manual laborers
We're talking in Kazakhstan.
Oh yeah, we're talking northern Kazakhstan. This is very different. This is like the Murs region in Germany. It's very, very different.
Could almost be considered.
This is pre-Bolshevikian. You know, there's a lot of old world politics going on in northern Kazakhstan.
One thing a thing that happened in reality that is real that I'd like to talk about is, not just sit here and babble about nothing. I'd like to talk about a Franz spirit animal that I found. In the 80s, there was a bear in
80s?
In 1885. There was a bear in Kentucky that died from consuming 78 pounds of cocaine that a smuggler dropped.
Out of a plane.
Out of a plane. $15 million worth of cocaine this bear ate and died from cocaine overdose, obviously.
So I might have heard something about this, but I'm not 100%.
Like that bear got a taste and he was like, I'm dying this way tonight.
He's like, I'm Tony Montana.
Like, he made a decision.
He's like, say hello to my little friend.
Have you ever
Do you think he was snorting it while he ate it? Like,
oh yeah, he was definitely inhaling cocaine.
With the first time you do coke, you just know what to do.
Right.
It's just your blood, your demon comes out and like
your coke demon.
The bear knew. The bear knew what he was getting into.
Have you ever said that to your significant other? Expose yourself. Say hello to my little friend.
No.
Say hello to my petite friend. Take a look at my small
Prick.
Yeah,
a little baby thing.
Tony Montana wants to say hello to my baby boner.
And we've come full circle.
all right, that was the podcast. Thanks very much.
Well, the Albanian markets aren't doing much better, and I think that's really why we should talk more about what episode we're into. 8. I think we can now bring up our little sneak, if people haven't caught it, the intros to the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And if you haven't caught on yet, the intros of the podcast are referring to maybe if people haven't put the
Sexual
words together.
deviants and perverts.
So
I think more sexual predators, but
Well, some of them I wouldn't consider predators.
predators are more deviant.
Yeah. Perverts.
I mean, yeah.
Some of them are predators. Some of them are just perverts, I would say.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, we've already discussed this. I feel like
I was going to get into the Lithuanian steel market, and I'm not. I'm not, because we will be here all night if I start talking about Lithuanian steel.
Just to go back to like talking about like predators or something like that, wasn't producer Rob like some kind of predator, like a raptor?
Yeah, I remember there was an instance when he was sleeping with everyone. I don't remember like.
Any allegations against our producer Rob are still in the allegations sort of phase
Discovery
of the
phase.
process. He's still technically working at the company, but it's just we're in interim right now. It's all lots of paperwork,
A lot of evaluations.
The person who has filed the complaint, we currently have her working in a different space.
Well,
I mean, her working in a different space.
she,
it's
him,
a lie,
Zim,
because
Zer,
Producer
whatever.
Rat would never force, or producer Rob would never force himself.
Did you just fucking assume his gender, their gender identity?
We're not gonna.
Himself, themselves.
How about
Producer Rob
Zim or Zer? So.
Yeah.
Jesus, you're a
Producer Rob
fucking transphobic
would
piece
never
of shit.
force Zer self.
We're never gonna put any definite statements out. Would he? Wouldn't he? We're not gonna say one or the other. They. We're gonna say they.
Zim, Zer.
Or
Zim
anything.
or Zer.
Like I said, it's very much in the interim period. We are still evaluating what's to happen. We might let both of them go. We might let none of them go. We will release a press statement in the following weeks.
All parties have requested their
Privacy.
privacy, so we request that you honor that.
Yeah. That's why you're gonna bleep out the.
Yeah, especially the part where you assumed Zer gender.
Yeah. Zer.
Zim, Zer. I myself am a polyamorous, non-binary, bisexual, lacto-ovo, gluten-free vegetarian. So I personally take great offense.
I can
to
tell.
that. Yeah.
Now
Thank you.
Now
I'm very take pride in my gender identity. So I don't know what you mean by that, but
tattoos tell a story, don't they? And
I would say so. I would say
the
so.
tattoos tell a story.
They kind of
tattoos-
speak for themselves.
If tattoos tell a story, then
A sleeve is an
Kelby's arm is a novel.
So why don't you tell Zim and Zer out there about your tattoos just a little bit and what they mean?
Well,
So there's a devil angel skeleton zombie with a brain knife, and just tell us a little bit about that.
You can't see it on camera, but
It's a skeleton zombie wife bride,
yeah.
and she's got a knife brain. If you can see that there, it's beautiful, really.
the line work is exquisite.
Yeah,
I can
of
tell
course.
from here.
So tell us a little bit about, kind of what brain knives mean to you.
Oh yeah.
Or I guess knife brain, or however they say it now.
Well, it really goes back to that whole Lithuanian steel market.
She is more or less a representation of the average Lithuanian steelworker. And I think the brain is really representative of modern commodity markets.
Like, is that
And
your
the
brain?
knife is the investor, and the investor comes
Or
in
just stabbing.
Is that
to
perhaps-
that market, and it's really killing the heart of it. It's
You
killing
think it's a brain?
It's a heart, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, whatever, the brain
got,
heart.
It's got like tubes coming out of it.
Is that your? Oh, it's a heart. I was gonna say, is that your brain on drugs with the knife in it? But
And tell us about the spider monkey.
Same thing. Steel market.
this is all just a tribute to
Yeah. To
the Lithuanian steel market and its workers.
Yeah. The spider really is just it's crawling, the hard work, the step by step, and the fall of. Because when a spider comes down, that's like the fall of the Lithuanian steel market.
Well,
and
I
it's
think
just a
that's-
sad story.
It really
And
is.
I just try and pay tribute, but some people see it, some people don't.
I don't think your average
It's all in
consumer
the eye. It's all in the eye of the beholder.
and she's kind of the eye.
Well,
Or it's a they.
she's like
Zer.
the people.
Zer people.
Zer people.
Zimzer, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, so.
That's also assuming you want to not assume.
Kelby,
Perhaps you want to when you meet someone new, you want to make sure to always ask, "What's your name? What's your pronoun?"
Yeah.
Just you don't want to assume anything.
I don't know if
so.
you know this.
Would you say that, or would you say what's your pronoun and then what's your name? Because you might be.
I would say like, "Hi there, Kelby." Well, I already know your name, so I would ask you what your pronoun
It's
is.
been
But...
Kelby. You don't know if they're English. That's assuming their language.
So let's say I'm meeting Brad for the first time. I don't know Brad's name. Hi, my name's Andrew.
I'm male.
What's your name? What's your pronoun?
Greetings.
What's your name? What's your pronoun?
Sich. Zer.
Zero. Okay.
That's
Cool.
your name?
Thanks, man. Or oh wow, I feel bad now.
Oh!
Oops.
Whoa.
Oops.
Ouch.
Okay, good.
Oops. Ouch. So, I don't know if you know this. We like to play a little game called Would You Rather on the podcast. And I think the most important question is, would you rather be a Kazakhstanian stone mill worker, or would you rather work
Stone mill?
In a Lithuanian steel mine, steel mill,
Steel mill.
Oh, that is tough.
Kazakhstani stone quarry. You mean?
Stone mill. Yeah, in the stone mills, we'll call it. Much like a lumber mill.
Mill some stone.
I don't think that's a thing, but
Like a stone MILF?
MILF. Let's talk about MILFs. Kelby, you're a big fan of MILFs.
I don't know. Sure.
who isn't?
Producer Rob's a big fan of MILFs.
You like MILFs, though.
Well, I don't dislike them.
For our viewers,
I'm
for our
not ever
viewers
gonna
who
be
don't
like,
know,
hey,
what does
MILF?
MILF stand for?
Mother, I'd like to fornicate with. That's kind of how I do it. It's
W.
my clean version.
Mothers in Lithuanian
Farms.
field work.
Yeah, mothers in Lithuanian fieldwork. And I think,
That was good. Well done.
yeah, that was sharp.
Take it on your feet.
Tell us a little bit about your songs.
They're
They're blue. I haven't seen a lot of blue songs. Tell us why.
What's
So
the
this
what's
is-
the meaning behind the blue socks?
To our viewers, this is what Brad is like with most people. Most
Just
of the
on
time.
just on an average day. This is
This
really
is a good
done.
approximation.
really friendly.
I'm friendly.
Friendly!
I'm friendly.
I like to attack!
You could call me Chumley from Porn Stars.
from Barn
Let's talk
Stars.
about porn.
What about porn?
Have we ever made a porn? So everybody asks us as soon as we bring the cameras out to our friends and family. Have you
What
made
are
porn?
what
or
are
when
you
gonna
guys? You're
start
gonna make a
making
porn or?
We're not making fucking porn.
Maybe here's
Yeah.
a thought though. Maybe you just should and get it over with.
And then we can just say link people to it.
Yeah. So then when people make the joke, you could be like, yes.
We could make like a really nice art porn.
There would 100% be people in Saskatoon. It's like, are you good looking and would you like to be like us to film you fucking and put it on the internet? We could find some good looking, not too weird people to do that.
And you
For
know,
sure.
I actually initially how I wanted to, was, in all full disclosure, if I'm being real honest here. Back in my university days when I was in the house that I was in, and we threw these crazy parties, 7,000 people on the street. I easily, if I had like made up shirts like Laurier Girls Gone Wild or some shit like that, I could have filmed some titties big time. I could have done a little
and you
thing there
didn't
because
It was partying, man.
I didn't want to.
It was the fucking 60s and we were all high. I'm not afraid to say it. I was.
Yeah, well,
You
while
show-
you were high, the Lithuanians were busting their ass.
And I just remember the LSD would be so sweet. And it would melt
there you go.
on your tongue.
You show me a woman who says she likes a small penis, and I'll show you a liar.
Yeah.
I'll introduce you to Mrs. Pepperfield
Later.
tonight.
Tonight. Kelby, what's your favorite movie?
Ooh.
Well, let's do top 3.
Or favorite by genre?
Yeah, or favorite by genre.
Don't think about it too hard. Just
Okay,
think
let's
three.
not put the
enjoy a
word
lot.
favorite on.
Yeah, just three
Just
you
say
really enjoy.
Let's do Desert Island movies. You got 5.
No, because
That's the
that's
same thing.
yeah.
No, it's
Just
Three you
just
really
pick a
enjoy.
genre.
No, because I have movies that I love, but I don't want to watch.
No,
them.
let's
But I'm
do
just saying,
this.
3 you really enjoy. The first 3 you can think of right now that you'd
No,
like
no.
you'd like to watch.
I want you to pick a genre, and I'll tell you one that I really like.
comedy.
You didn't do it.
But I'm trying not to go
Films
to the
featuring German house music.
Wow, wow, wow.
Super Troopers.
Wow, Super Troopers.
Okay, there you go. You got it. You nailed it.
Oh,
You
the
nailed
second
it. You
one.
nailed it. You
I
nailed
can't
it.
wait
There
for
we
the
go.
second one.
Okay, but I don't want to just say the generic like, oh, Step Brothers, like,
But you can.
oh, Dumb and Dumber.
It doesn't need to be
Why?
like
Those are good movies.
Zip-Zap-Ow. It was a comedy film from Switzerland from the 1970s. They lost house.
Yeah, well, that helped fund the Lithuanian protest.
It was Yao
It's
Ming's
like,
mother was the
What's your
director.
favorite? What's your favorite comedy? Shot Mort. It was a French New Wave film. It's like, what's your favorite action film? Shot Mort. It was a French New Wave film.
It didn't have a genre.
It didn't have a genre.
It was
It
groundbreaking.
transcended genre.
What was your favorite porn? Shot Mort.
Fill my glass, you peasant.
Cat dead. I like that. Or dead cat. Shot Mort.
We need to add that to the S.L. Thomas Anthologie de l'Amour.
What's your favorite comedy right now? Go. Too late.
Old school.
Wedding
You give
Crashers.
me a lot of time there.
Brad?
Shot more.
Shot Mort.
No, there were a series of films
Mm.
in the late 70s. They were based in, well, they were filmed by a crew out of
Just a name of the movie would be good.
Filmed by a crew out of Oregon, and they were shot. They were shot in Bolivia, and anyway, they were funny in the sense that
So, Andrew, if
Yes.
you were to pick your favorite action movie,
My favorite action movie. Is it franchise or just single movie?
Knop.
you pick.
I'm gonna say the John Wick franchise / even if I had to pick one, John Wick 2.
I got a better one.
Okay.
Oh.
I feel like that's completely subjective, but
Go ahead.
lay it on us.
Bad Boys 2.
Sam, you know what? The
not a big
worst
Bad Boys
part
fan.
No,
is?
that movie, flawless.
Incredible part about it is it had "Shake Your Tail Feather," which is the most epic song ever. But you can't find it on the internet if it's not the Bad Boys 2 the soundtrack version. Like "Shake Your Tail Feather" does not even exist without. Every time you find it on YouTube or
Well, that's
any
like
playlist, like
trying to type the word Smash Mouth on the internet and not seeing the face of a giant green ogre. It's like it's not gonna happen.
So,
okay, hold on.
sing a bit of it.
Die Hard, favorite action movie.
You said Bad Boys 2.
Yeah, it's my favorite Christmas movie and my favorite action movie.
Really.
I like Die Hard. I loved fucking John Wick. It just
I also
blew me away.
love
Bite the Big Apple was a good action movie.
Blue.
I mean, I guess what do you count Pulp Fiction as? Pulp Fiction is really an action movie.
It's got
It's
Martin-
kinda like
it's got
a-
Martin
Like a
Lawrence in it.
thriller almost, like a
Oh, Blue Streak.
Blue
drama?
Streak. Love Blue Streak.
When
he hides
is
the diamond in the fucking
Dark
memory
comedy?
locker,
Is cult classic a genre?
but he puts a diamond in.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey,
stop the presses.
hey.
Is cult classic a genre? Let's bring back the old debate.
Well, we never said
What
it was a genre. We just argued
defines-
about one film.
What was I saying? Like, but cult classic.
Would you consider that a genre? I know it's.
Can
you
a cult
can't-
classic movie
you
be
can't-
popular?
You can't plan to make a cult classic.
Yeah, you can't. It's not.
But
a genre.
is cult classic a genre?
Yeah. I mean, they're like
It's a
it's a
type-
genre in the sense that there are certain films that are considered cult classics. So like there
They
are
all have similarities.
there are films that like you ever like you know, a cult classic is cult classic when everybody's like, oh yeah, that's a cult classic. Like that's when it is one.
So
When everybody's-
Transformers.
The second
Cult
one,
classic.
yes. The second one.
Yeah, like how popular does a movie become?
Like the new one, like with
When
the
does a movie
dinosaurs.
cease to
With
be
Mark
a,
Wahlberg and the dinosaur.
how popular does a movie become,
Fuck
and then
off.
it stops being a
Whatever
cult
he
classic?
says.
Because like there's a cutoff, right? Like it's just a popular movie. Like where's
Notice
the
how
cutoff?
Brad doesn't like to get attacked, but he has no problem with attacking.
Well, it's
You
not
wanna
that I.
top me up there, Kelp?
It's not that I don't want to be attacked. It's just that
Come on,
there's
bring
some
up.
old wounds here, and
We'll
they're
talk
healed.
about a cult classic.
Yeah, I think whatever you say is.
Whatever Andrew thinks.
Yeah,
But
what
is
if
that
I-
actually is
I don't
that
know.
actually the
Is
truth?
what we also
mutually
think is a
agree
cult
is a cult
classic.
So
I don't know.
Andrew.
Yes.
Nah, we don't know then.
I'll look up and see what the actual definition
No,
is.
no, that's cheating.
That's cheating.
I think as far as like I can't give you a specific answer as to like
Put away
When-
your little lady boner and tell us. if you
Put your
think it's-
baby boner away.
And tell us about the cult classics of your childhood from the early 50s.
Like, would you
From the
consider
early 50s.
Gremlins a cult classic?
No.
Are you sure?
it
Gremlins-
started as a cult classic,
Gremlins
maybe.
No, it's just like Gremlins 2, like Gremlins.
No, I said Gremlins.
No, I know you
didn't
said
say-
Gremlins. I'm just saying it's like the box office of that movie when it came out, which is sort of like not really throw it in that category to me.
But does
It could. There's an argument for sure.
Can-
There's
can-
an
I
argument
was gonna
to
say-
Gremlins being a cult classic.
can a movie become a cult classic after it's gone into
Well, no,
obscurity?
you can only become a cult classic after the fact. You can't be a cult classic immediately.
No, I'm
No.
just saying. But like, can an old movie that was popular that loses popularity become a cult classic among a future generation after it's kind of fallen into obscurity?
Perhaps.
I would say so. And,
I guess
and
I guess it depends on how long it was popular.
My example would be films that are very, very much
Do you have an example?
character pieces of their generation. So like a movie shot in the 80s, like so damn 80s that it's like,
Like Wall Street.
sure, and it's like a big popular film when it came out, and now it's like, I'm not saying that one specifically, but that type of movie I could see becoming.
What
a cult
about like
classic.
Wolf on Wall Street? Like, do you think that's because it
The
was
Wolf
so?
of Wall Street? You inbred, you slack-jawed
Like,
troglodyte. It's the Wolf on Wall Street.
that
So
sounds
what
like,
about the Wolf?
You Mississippi
of Wall-
hooker. Like, it's just like not right at all.
You Mississippi.
like he messed up one word. Like it's pretty close. It's like you're reacting as if he said
Yeah,
all the words
DEFCON
wrong.
1 not hit the switch to shoot the missiles. That's close. That's really close. Fucking up a cult classic
That's not
like
a
The
cult.
Wolf on Wall
The
Street.
Wolf of Wall Street would be the opposite of a cult classic. That movie did
Like-
incredibly financially well, critically hailed. Like that is the exact opposite of cult classic.
But
It's like
here's my
cult,
argument.
Cult classics can. Sorry, you say your argument first. Sorry.
That movie was amazing when it came out. Everybody watched it. Everybody loved it. It
Still
was.
incredible.
Do you think it? But it doesn't have the talk. Like,
Yeah, but that's every movie.
Like, we don't sit, we're not still like, God, episode fucking one of
No,
Star
we
Yeah,
are.
well, what about
It's
Star
like,
Wars?
No, Star Wars is not. Like there are there are movies like Star Wars and The Lord of the Rings and like Terminator and like certain movies, but they're usually like sci-fi, fantasy, sometimes action. that are talked about all the time by everybody, and they will be for the rest of time.
Terminator wasn't fantasy. It's real.
I said sci-fi. Real. Sorry.
It's real.
Real.
Yeah, I got
real
a gun, got a
things.
Terminator gun.
But
T-16.
like a lot of movies, like
100%.
Wolf of Wall Street,
Machines
whatever, it's like
with
no,
it.
Wolf of Wall Street
Machines with
it can
it.
never be a cult classic. It's
No.
it was much too successful,
So if,
and it's still successful to a degree. Like
Yeah,
no,
got
it
50
can't.
gun,
years,
got
it'll
a
just be like
Terminator
this
gun.
movie was good back in the day.
Huh?
In 50 years, when you're showing your grandkids, it's gonna be like, oh,
Oh
this
no,
was a great movie.
he's keeping that wrapped up. No grandkids. No mas.
Sheesh.
No must.
The generations end here.
I could be blowing blanks for all I know. I don't know. There's no way to
And
know.
we're gonna have it
And
tested.
we're getting personal.
Just start cheering up. I want a kid so bad.
So earlier tonight we saw a guy with big dumb hoops in his ears. Write into prehistoricpodcast@gmail.com if you have big stupid hoops in your ears, and tell us why.
Also,
Kelby,
if you have
had
big,
dumb hoops.
if you have big stupid hoops in your ears, is it because you do freaky stuff with them sexually?
I don't know.
Like that big? Like I could have put my fist through those guys' fucking hoops. Is that what he would
I
want?
saw a picture on the internet of somebody put earphones in them, and I was like, that's actually pretty cool. That you could do that. Put earphones in them. You ever see that picture?
Like speakers.
No, like earphones.
Like to put
Like
the
hang them in there
Yeah.
as like
earbuds?
to
Yeah.
store them.
If you
Yeah.
didn't want to listen anymore, you just let them hang there.
So yeah,
God, that is fucking brilliant.
I'm gonna permanently disfigure myself just so I have a slightly more convenient place to put my earbuds.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
It's
if
a
you
good
have them
call.
already,
And
that's
now
like a nice little
I'm
thing.
gonna move. I'm gonna move on that in the morning.
If you had to get a piercing, where would you get
Prince
pierced?
Albert.
Prince Albert?
You get an
Prince
earring
Albert.
in Prince Albert.
Yeah, on the tip of my cock.
Oh! Oh.
Yeah, Prince Albert piercing where they pierce your
Yeah.
gut.
I don't know, what do they call
urethra.
that fucking thing that our buddy Tom got? That's not a Prince Albert.
Our buddy Tom, what?
Like our Tom Bestplug got that fucking ring.
Oh,
like on
just
that
on the
skin
head.
right
Oh,
between your balls and your.
I think
fucking
that's
shaft.
just a ball ring.
Do you call that like a
Producer
left
Rob
bridge?
have that?
Is it like a left bridge or what do you call that thing?
The Jungle Bridge?
The jungle? No, not the jungle bridge.
Like you're not talking about your taint.
You want to come show
No,
them?
You can yell.
Come show the
You
people.
wanna see it?
Oh.
So anyway, you got the shaft.
Oh no.
Oh
No,
God.
Oh.
Enough.
no, you don't have it.
Enough.
Producer Rob's really getting. Come
He's
on
really
now.
pulling his balls out.
Come on now, Rob.
Oh Jesus.
Quit messing around.
Anyway, you know, you've got your shaft, and then if my glass is the ball, actually yeah, I see the other side of your testicles.
Oh
there.
no.
Wow.
The lights are luckily shining right in our eyes. So I guess if just like
It's really hairy over there.
as a demonstration, so these are your balls, right? And then so your penis obviously would be like this on top of your balls. So if you lifted the penis up, that little bit of
The little
skin,
tiny bit of skin between your balls
right?
and
So
your shaft.
your testicles, and obviously your penis is resting on your balls, and obviously I'm talking about an erection. And let's not get silly. So let's say that it's
Because when it's not erect, it kind of.
like this.
It
Kind of
falls-
indistinguishable.
No, when you don't have an erection, it falls in the loose skin of your balls. Like it just sits in between your balls.
Yeah.
We all like.
So is that what the ring is for? Is to like give it some?
Yeah, it's a support.
Yeah, keeps
Yeah,
it
to
from,
pull it out
keeps
a
it from
little.
tucking into the balls.
Yeah.
And they can do a lot of work with that. If you just gotta fucking prop that cunt up there, and you fucking snag her, just snag her underneath. So that's what I would do, Andrew. I guess if you want to get, if you're questioning.
Drop that cunt up there.
I've
Yeah.
always wondered about
I think sponsorship
I've al-
is eventually going to be tough for the program.
perhaps, but I feel like
And
Hey.
Casper mattress.
Yeah.
Hey, flashlight.
And Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
They might want.
there's lots of internet companies that don't give a fuck. Joe Rogan talks about whatever the fuck. I know he's Joe Rogan, but it's like he talks about crazy. Like your mom's house also. They talk about like they have clips of guys talking like
If by the time
a
I've
black
had
homeless man.
500 meals with HelloFresh and they do not sponsor us, I will burn down their entire everything.
And that's
else.
a real threat.
Yeah.
You can take that one to the police.
Like
he's
I
going to do it. big time.
expect
Sponsor.
sponsorship at 500 meals, big time.
I demand it.
I demand it.
It's a
Regardless
lot
of whether you
milk.
specifically ask for it or not.
No.
I was going to say
They
it,
should
it
offer.
could use a little bit more Coke. Well, not now. It'll fucking curdle.
Cocaine will make it curdle?
You could dust that.
I mean, like, I'm not a big... That's you. Like,
Hey,
you're the...
hey. Hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
Do a little...
Just remember that. Give Daddy a little kiss.
little.
Little nose kiss.
That's for your son to take care of.
So, what are 8 penises like?
I've always wondered what's it like to pull the hood back on my clit and
your
suck it, you fucking pussy. Kelby, why don't you tell us a little bit about that phrase, where it came from, what it is?
That came from an old Norwegian tale. And let me jump
No.
in.
Let me jump in. I haven't even said a word.
Go ahead.
Actually, I was working with a guy, and we were mining steel in Lithuania. And, yeah.
Just started
What
working.
Mine steel.
Yeah, and
Yeah, you do. You mine steel ingots.
Steel ingots.
Yeah, you mine
Isn't
ore.
steel...
An ore.
No, it's just
No,
like
yeah, you don't mine
dig,
steel. You
you
mine
dig.
iron and tin, and then you. It's a
It's mining steel ingots. It's like,
what video game are we talking
it's like
about?
somebody smelted
Minecraft.
steel, then buried it again,
and then we
so
mine
you
it.
could mine it.
Yes,
Yeah, when
yes,
you-
steel is a compound. It involves metallurgy. It's not a natural.
Not a
found
naturally
element.
occurring thing.
You can mine iron.
Yes, you can mine iron.
Is aluminium, is that a...
Aluminium is also
Aluminum,
a mine.
I think.
Yeah, it
is.
is, yeah.
It is aluminium.
Aluminum.
And Einsteinium.
Aluminium, yeah.
Most
Aluminum's a pure element.
most of those pricks on
Aluminum.
that board
Aluminium.
are metals.
You bet.
Like a.
Here's an interesting
But
thing
most of the fuckers on there are metals. If you look,
on the periodic table.
yeah, that big bastard sheet with all the numbers on it, and the pH this and
Not
whatever. A bunch of the fucking.
I
things
heard
are
that's
metals.
all lies. It's
No,
all
like
bullshit.
crabogromium,
No,
whatever. That's all metal.
Here's a cool thing I actually.
Half the fuckers are metal on there. Mercury. and
Some of
whatever
them
else.
are theoretical compounds as well.
Right? Yeah, like Scrabble or whatever.
Scrabble-imium.
Oh,
Yeah.
here's something that I learned the other day because it's randomly I was researching the periodic table like 2 days ago, and because I think I saw it on a TV show, and I was kind of like, well, why does it stop? Why does it stop? Why is there only a certain amount or whatever? So I was researching that, and it's like obviously the periodic table is organized by atomic weights, and each thing subsequently is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how many electrons are circulating the nucleus. So that's atomic weight. So it only goes up to 118 is the thing. So I was like, well, so I just typed in 119 element. And I learned something really cool. Most of the ones that are further along in the periodic table have been synthesized by man and didn't actually exist. Didn't exist until we
At
synthesized.
least on our planet.
That we know.
Yeah.
We did not think it existed, so we had to synthesize it. But really neat, 119 on the periodic table, which will be the first element on the 8th rung of the periodic table because it's got layers.
Yeah.
First one, they're going to try synthesizing in 2019, 2020, and 2021. And they're going to try synthesizing 120 on the periodic table in 2022. So that's pretty neat. I did not know that they could synthesize elements and that we were still attempting to do it this far along in the game. That's pretty cool.
Now, also,
mankind is going to create new elements.
now what I understand, the U shape, obviously, of the periodic table, being serious, you know how it starts high on both sides,
Yeah.
is because we haven't discovered the ones in between, right?
No, that's got nothing to do with it. It's different classifications as to why they're over here and why they're over here.
But they're, like, do we not have breaks? Like, we don't have 1 to 119 all right.
We have 1 to 118.
Oh, never mind.
But then there's a block with that little U. There is a little block that are called the noble gases, I think. Yeah, and they are in their own. If you see it, look at a periodic table. There's a little rectangle at the bottom, and that is like randomly in the middle there. I think they're called the noble gases, and they have them kind of separated from the rest of them.
Yeah.
But we do have
They're
1
on,
to
the
118.
noble gases are on the far right of the
Okay, so
periodic
I think I'm
table.
thinking of metals. Then it's they have a different
A
classification.
whole shitload of them are metals.
But they're kind of in the middle randomly, and I was
On the
researching
periodic
too.
table, a whole shitload of
Because-
them are metals.
As you get farther along in their atomic weight, they get more unstable. but they said randomly, like a third of the way through the weights, they get stable again. And
Welcome
nobody
to
really
Prehistoric
knows.
Chemistry Hour.
Nobody really knows why. Nobody really knows why. But
If you like this, you do oil.
Well,
That's
speaking
interesting.
of the periodic table,
Mhm.
Pornhub had a stellar Black Friday deal.
for like their paid for services.
Yeah.
What do you pay for if you
And
pay
actually,
You ask-
if you
for if you pay
if
for
you
Pornhub,
type in
what
the-
do you
You're paying
get?
for 1080p.
if you type in the code on
And code.
Boxing
And-
Day,
I'm pretty sure it's
pre-prod,
1080p
No, you
porn.
only get 720.
Really?
Don't forget, go to andrewscockrings.com to get 20% off all your cock ring needs.
So we got a double Black Friday deal, which is double penetration items, half off at cock rings, 3 times the regular price for 4 as many cock rings at andrewscockrings.com. Join
Use
us online
promo
for-
code andrewscockrings.com.
Use promo code.
promo code.
Yeah,
That's
use
your
the
fucking promo code.
That's
Go
what
to
these guys.
andrewscockrings.com and use the promo code
I'm
andrewscockrings.
just,
code.
I'm just the face.
It's only good for 4 more years. Get a while it's hot.
Rings.com.
I'm just the face. These guys are the,
Go
the
to
brains behind it.
andrewscockrings.com and use promo code andrewscockrings.com.
For
There's-
25% off.
There's an
14
episode
cock
of
rings
there's an
or more.
episode of Bradwell Down Under where literally 50% of the words that are said are andrewscockrings.com.
Let's get into cock rings.
Knows a lot.
Andrew's got
Your info.
Oh my god.
If you want to know about cock rings,
If
If
you
you're
actually ever
curious,
used-
he's your
you-
guy.
Yes, I have.
Many times he's used
Not
cock rings.
many times.
Producer Rob, I know, has used a cock ring before.
How this whole thing came about was these guys somehow said like, "Oh, I've never done anything crazy or kinky like used a fucking cock ring." I'm like, "That's pretty.
That's
pretty."
subpar
I was gonna
normal.
say that's pretty normal, and they're like,
Vanilla
Right,
is
Rob?
the word to use.
"Yeah, vanilla." I said, I would say
Vanilla.
Yeah.
that's not
No, it's
Like
kind of
ice
like
cream.
strawberry.
sure.
Yeah.
That's fair. I was a little
Vanilla's
bit.
just plain old sex, and then if you throw a ring on,
German chocolate.
if you're in
I guess German chocolate.
if
like
you're
Scheisse, like
if you're comparing like cock rings to strawberry milkshake, and you're really a
How do we
big
went
fan.
from ice cream to milkshakes now?
Oh, ice cream. And
So
if you're
missionary
really,
sex.
That's
What's
vanilla.
on the exact opposite side of the spectrum?
well, he's talking about
What's the
dark,
farthest you can go?
dark German
No, I'm
chocolate.
talking about chocolate.
I
Missionary
would say
sex, farthest you can go.
anything to do with excrement or puking.
Or
What
killing-
about
killing
what
and
about
eating.
fucking a dead person?
Yeah, necrophilia and like killing and eating and fucking.
So yeah, like let's say.
Oh, I mean,
you're-
furthest you can go that way is like not nothing to do with actual sex at all. It's just like I like
no,
fucking cutting
it's
people.
sex. No sex. Still, like fucking a dead person would probably be right.
But-
No, like that guy who like had sex with that guy and then slowly cooked him and ate him. Like,
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
So still sexual.
you're right. That's like
So like,
that's as
so
far.
like
the
death.
German cannibal.
So like
who
death.
had a willing participant.
So like death.
Both of them are over here.
So like death and cannibalism, mixing it
Yeah.
in with sex. That's kind of that.
Then like
Far as you
one
can get that way.
slightly removed from that is like anything like
Or
piss or
masturbation
shit.
would probably be a little bit. Is masturbation?
I'd probably say
less-
piss and shit's a little further away from.
Cooking and
death?
eating somebody.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's right there.
It's probably in the middle between those two, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's fucked up.
Piss and
Anyway,
shit.
so Andrew and Kelby love cock rings.
I don't know if
I've
that's.
actually never used one.
I have never either.
I'd like to. Rob says it's great.
I only
It's not bad.
I only mate to procreate. So I just
Those are good. Yeah,
you know
those are nice.
on
Like
that
high frequency, like
on the subject
you know those like like the toothbrushes where you get ones that's like brrrr, but then you get the like $150 ones that you turn it on. It's like
only you have a $150 tooth.
I don't, but I've seen them.
I guess like on that subject of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
And the Lithuanian steel mine.
No, I want to talk a little bit about where Jesus lands on that little chart of yours, Mr. Man.
And you're sexually attracted to Jesus?
I think he's somewhere between love and procreation. So let's
you
make sure.
when you
mate to procreate, my friends.
I would say the safest thing is probably put up a sheet with a hole in it, so you don't actually see
you guys
each other.
don't use the whole sheet.
No.
Okay, so back to cock rings. Andrew,
There's
go
nothing.
into a little bit more about cock rings.
What?
Just, you know, Go us right from unboxing to I want to go right from
They don't
unbox-
come in boxes. They come in like those plastic sleeves, don't they?
Let's go from
it's been a while.
unsleeving to mounting.
Box? Rob says box.
It's been a while for me. Let's put it that way.
How many... this is a question for producer Rob and Andrew.
Sure.
Are you like a one cock ring kind of guy or a multiple?
What the fuck? There's you.
Rob
What?
says one.
I've only ever had like the really cheap ones that don't really last.
Rewind.
So what's an expensive one?
What do you mean? Like more than one at the same time?
No, just try different ones.
Oh, okay.
I've only ever.
Say, why do you
Yeah.
need more than
I've
one?
only-
Yeah, there. Have you ever put multiple rings? Well, I wouldn't be able to get multiple.
One.
I got one and
I
done.
couldn't get a bunch of elastic bands on mine.
Yeah.
Actually,
Before like I said before you hit the ball.
I'm all about high.
if I were to put a cock
if I
ring
had to-
on,
if I had to-
it would literally be the base of my pelvis, and then it would be touching the ring of my cock. That would be where and that's just
Like
a
the
normal
tip of your
size
penis.
ring.
if I had to describe my dick in a
like
sentence, in a
thinner
small
ring,
phrase,
like for your keys.
No, don't. You gotta give me some credit. It's a normal sized cock ring.
It's
like,
just like
the thickness of a finger. That's the length of my cock.
I'm just wondering, like, is the shaft shorter than the head?
The thickness
yeah.
of a finger. That's the length of my cock.
if I had to,
finger.
No, that's what he said. He
Yeah.
said.
if I had to describe my,
But for
my,
you, more
just keep getting cut off here.
Well endowed.
well endowed.
It's good. It's
Go
good.
ahead, Andrew.
No, it's the moment.
You probably got a big fat cock.
No, I'm all about high pressure, low volume.
No, yeah,
When it
we
comes
don't
to
care
my
about
cock.
your piss.
No,
ratio.
that's
We're talking
everything.
About length, width, like
High pressure, low
Girth.
volume.
It's like
Low volume.
So, what about cock rings, though? Like, when does a guy first say, like, I'm gonna put that bastard on my manhood?
It was a partner that suggested it initially to me.
Right? Because Jesus has
It
never
wasn't
spoken
a
to
thing.
me.
It wasn't a thing like I know. It'll be good.
And Jesus never instructed me to put a mechanized instrument around the shaft of my birthright.
mecha penis.
Around the shaft of my birthright. Can you loop the whole ball set and everything in there?
I don't know.
What
think
if you
so.
throw a couple balls through first and then slide it over?
I think the key is you put one through at a time,
Yeah.
and then it
You
really.
put your left ball in.
You put your left ball in.
Then you slide it down your shaft and you pound it all about.
I used
You
to be.
pay the dirty hooker, then you pay for the hotel room. That's what it's all about.
I used to be
You
addicted.
put your left ball in. Go ahead.
I used to be addicted to the hokey pokey, but then I turned my life around.
Oh, that was excellent. What a great way to end it.
so.
And it. We got a ways to go.
What time is it?
Don't matter, I'm soaked in liquor and milk anyway.
I was gonna say, what is the experience of having milky alcohol over your balls? What's that like?
What's another instrument you've used during sex?
That's basically it, other than like a condom.
instrument.
But I mean,
That's not an
condom.
instrument.
that's the only other thing. Like I've never, nothing.
How about you, Kel?
No, nothing fun.
No.
Brad?
What about some things that you have asked of someone to do, or you would want someone to ask of you, perhaps?
Shit in my mouth.
Shit, my fucking mouth.
I was thinking something more along the lines of grabbing something, or I don't know.
Grabbing something?
So it's the thing we've been saying for the last 2 hours.
My hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Um,
Rob my hood.
call me a Yankee.
Yeah.
Bavarian sausage making is not easy. And I think that, passing all
Why
the...
is it easy?
What about
It's years of an art
You're
form,
a
right?
fucking liar. You've never done it. Don't even try and put yourself in their shoes.
Why? No,
No, in their clogs and leader hose.
Look, I think Brad wants
exactly.
to skip over this whole thing, this whole instruments using during sex,
Yeah.
because I think you are into the whole
Yeah.
fucking leather masks with a zipper and crazy shit.
You gotta have the zipper. It's key.
Yeah.
Those scare me. Not even. I don't even mean like the use of them. I mean like if I was to see somebody in it, it would kind of frighten me a little bit.
I know. I think
Like
I think more like murder than I do like.
Like,
That's
would it give
hot.
you
Well,
a
it's like-
scared boner?
What's it's Pulp Fiction where the
a scared
fucking guy,
boner? Yeah, that's a thing.
The guy's in that. And it's
Fear
terrifying.
action.
He's
Yeah,
a
that
he's
scares
a
you.
gimp.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Gimps scare me. They're kind of like Gollum, but even more fucked up. They don't talk.
It's not that they don't talk. It's that
They can't. They're not allowed to.
you know. Yeah. And you know.
I
The
like
more
when they
modern-
got the gag.
The more modern sausage casings.
Just something I once thought of.
That's a synthetic material, right? Where they used to use intestinal tracts, but now they have a synthesized material.
No, it's still using intestines most of the time.
Yeah, but
In the
I'm talking
premium
about
sausage.
I'm talking Bavarian, right? This is totally different than what you'd be using. These are
They're using
Bavarian.
synthetics in Bavaria?
Yeah, in
You'd think-
Bavaria.
You'd think anywhere, Bavaria would be sticking to the traditional.
But
stuff.
they're
All right.
not, and that's
Just to keep with tradition here, to cut you off from your bullshit ramblings, what we've been doing on the 12 podcast at Christmas is Cards of Humanity, the black against
Cards
humanity,
Against. You guys are really
against
butchering
humanity,
everything.
the black cards.
Cards
But
of
instead
humanity.
of using like the white cards to fill in the answer, we're just going to come up with our own things. So
You're good at the
Do we have the cards?
I'm going to read one out here. Lifetime presents blank, the story of blank.
You love those doubles.
They're mostly doubles.
Lifetime presents blank, the story of blank.
Yeah.
Lifetime presents Anteater, the story of Smegma.
Lifetime presents the story of Robin Hood. Lifetime presents
Blank.
Robin Hood,
The story
the
of.
story of Suck and Clit.
That's
That would be a good name
for a porn.
Suck and
or just
Clit.
like a documentary about clitorises, Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Lifetime presents.
That could be like a losing your virginity, like Robin Hood, like
Yeah.
Let's start developing that.
Hood.
Cal.
robbing your hood.
Man, I like this a lot.
Lifetime.
Robin Hood, robbing your hood.
Lifetime presents. Touching Minors, the story of Kevin Spacey.
Lifetime presents. Lifetime presents Pick and Pack, the story of Romanian stone mining. Kazakh. Northern Kazakhstan stone mining.
Kazazian.
Pick and pack. You know, picking and then obviously packing the stone. I hate to glorify the
Lifetime
The bourgeoisie.
presents Struggles, the story of Lithuanian steel mines.
God. We've touched on a lot of issues here
Yeah.
tonight.
Most
I
of
think we've
Lithuania.
really solved a lot of the world's problems. No. But it's nice to pretend sometimes.
Give me another one, Andrew, and something with a single.
We actually
Sure.
made up world problems.
That's
What's the new fad diet?
clit.
Clit. It's the new fad diet.
These what that
CLIS. Do you know what CLIS is?
No.
CLIS is an acronym.
I don't know what clits are either.
We
but
could.
CLIS is an acronym that stands
Isn't
for
that the G spots, friend?
the Coalition to Legalize Incestual Sodomy.
Oh,
So it's
no.
a group
what
of
does
Southern
CLIS stand
Saskatchewan.
for?
Southern.
CLIS stands for the Coalition to Legalize Incestual Sodomy.
That's not a
Oh,
real
it's just
thing.
CLIS.
Yeah.
No, I just
That's not a real thing.
Yes, it is. CLIS
in
is a group out of
Southwest Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
I thought the Newfies were all about the fucking.
No, there was a group out of Bracken, Saskatchewan.
I've already told this one, but Kelby, what does a girl from Newfoundland say after she has sex? Oh, Dad, get off me! You're crushing my smokes.
What does a woman with two black? What do you tell a woman with two black eyes? Nothing. She hasn't heard twice.
I don't like that one.
Why?
That's. Why would you just assume her gender? Zero
Ah.
gender.
Because
Easier.
I'm finding a woman who.
No, you don't know that though.
Just because one identifies as one gender one day doesn't mean that they can't identify as another gender on another day. You as a non-binary person, you should be asking me, what my pronoun is on any given day. Like, you shouldn't just assume.
Or any interaction.
Sure, that would be the
Between
safest
sentence
bet.
to sentence.
Do another
Yeah.
one? How about?
Sure. We might as well get away from that topic. We've
Yeah.
talked that to death. What never fails to liven up the party?
A little bit of weed. I'll try that again. A little bit of weed.
Yeah, the octave was off.
Yeah, right. The first you got the second time you got it.
Step parent and daughter porn.
Never fails to liven up the party. Yeah, that's
We did one time actually at our friend's house in Kelby. He threw a party, and a guy that I knew and I went downstairs and turned on porn. We bought a bunch of hardcore porn on the satellite dish.
Oh wait, I remember.
And then we turned it on and watched it for the whole party. And,
oh god.
and got rid of the remote, made sure nobody shut the TV off. And it was the good thumping stuff.
We never personally did that, but I remember my older sibling would do that at their Zier's party.
Zier's party. Yeah.
Zers.
Yeah.
What if my pronoun is Walmart?
Then we would have
All
to
right,
respect that.
let's do
or else
another one.
We're monsters.
Hey Walmart.
Oregano.
Well, Walmart, that's his pronoun. That's not his name. That just means it's his pronoun. She's like,
Brad the
Yeah, but it's like
Walmart.
Brad.
saying, hey girl or hey boy.
yeah, hey Walmart. Like, yeah, it's true. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, give me another one.
I mean, I feel like that's copyright infringement, but what's my anti-drug?
Freaking downers. Man. Freaking downers. And
Baby boners?
and girls that want to get in my
That
friggin'
should be
business.
everybody's anti-drug.
They're always trying to get in my business. I was like, Letitia, you don't step out, bitch. You be fucking home jumping up on me. And my boy Lerone, and she been.
Oh no! Don't bring Lerone into this.
They been backing up in the bathroom all night. I was been like, you get them door open. I gotta get to my purse. I got all my magic bullet on, and then I want to see it go and be up on him, but you in with him, I'm so damn stripped up on it.
How much time do you have left, Fran?
Over that time.
He's crushing on me. He's on.
That's probably a good place to end this.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna hit the bottle on it. Because it ain't gonna make me no better. And ain't gonna make she no better. You know what I'm saying? Please, please
Know what I'm saying?
respect.
Know what I mean?
Respect. Please.
Know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying?
Respect, please. Thank you.
All right, we all finished. We all done?
That sounded like a really old episode of Maury.
Did you guys drink?
Did? Oh, shit.
We drank it.
Andrew's empty, Fran's empty. Let's top her up and
Pound him.
get them in us.
Lift and pound.
That's what she said.
No, she didn't say that. I was right there.
Kel,
What are you? Oh, you're tipping.
you're scaring the kids.
You tipping like that bitch, Larisha?
Uncle Caleb is drunk again.
Give me another second. That bitch Larisha be tipping all night.
Oh my god. Producers Rob and Rob. You can hear them in the background chatting.
They're sexting and
This is no good. Fact. Oh, fact.
Here's to the Norwegian sausage farmer. May you never kluken fattenbars. Even if almunen.
How do you farm sausage?
Blausen. Tomahawk with pasta.
What? I'm almost 1,000% sure you just said the word tomahawk.
yeah, that's
Blue behind now.
Norwegian. Tomahawk and
May you never gluknak and flake Dorgan.
Don't be sad, Peter. That's why they call it Shroople.
Fear and TP is tomahawk and
Blaubeaufte.
headdress and
To the Norwegian sausage farmer. Bli fetten befout.
Let's sing a little German song to end this off.
buffalo and
Tannenbaum, oh Tannenbaum, Vision sind deine. I don't know the rest of it.
Hitler's son.
I thought I would come back to me, but it was Christmas tree. My Christmas tree.
Nein, mein Schafen. Jetzt geht was finden.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we can talk about baby boners, but don't bring Hitler up.
He died a long time ago. And my sister,
Even though he does have a lot to do with the Lithuanian steel mines, don't bring him up.
What if someone's pronoun, you know, like on
We are
those
fucking
university
jumping subjects.
but just this, it connects. Just give me a second. Just give me 2 seconds.
1, 2.
Someone's pronoun, you know, the forms they got for for universities where you could fill in your pronoun. What if someone put their pronoun as like something like Hitler did nothing wrong? It was like their pronoun.
I don't know, like...
Do you have to?
An impossible, movable object would... An unstoppable force would be hitting an immovable object.
Would Hitler's pronoun be Führer?
No, that's his title.
But it...
Cheers.
I bet you Joe Rogan never did this.
so wrong.
Blue Apron loves it when we do this.
Pull the hood back on my clip.
Suck it, you fucking
pussy.
Merry Christmas to all. I invite you to
I speak Lagen, dude.
You don't come back from this.
Episode 8 will be the final.
Here's to the end of Prehistoric Productions.
It's just German folk music. You guys are blowing up over nothing.
Is this rural Alberta advantage?
Yeah.
Oh God,
Is
I didn't
this
even
Sean
see the
Kingston?
picture.
Well, you didn't show it to the camera, I don't think. It's good because it's just
This is so
four
fun.
eagles and a bunch of black lines spinning around and
Oh,
around.
this is so fun.
Lines that are like this.
It's quite beautiful. Just in terms of the sound.
All right.
It's a very well put together song. It's too bad that it's for a terrible cause.
And we're out.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Kelby.